again, my name's Gabe Zollner. Hey, if there's anybody out there that thinks that we have a fair and unbiased media, well, this morning I wrote a bit of an article and I want to turn it to a video. Remember when Casey Anthony, when that trial first started? For those of you that don't, it was on May the 24th, 2011. Americans were fixated on the televisions pretty much every workday until the verdict of her innocence was read, which happened on July the 2nd, 2011. The mainstream media was in the courtroom televising much of the trial, and countless hours were spent by the quote-unquote talking heads on most of the national media outlets discussing the highlights of the events as they unfolded. On January the 2nd, 2013, another murder trial began. The person on trial was, and still is, Jodi Arias, who was on trial for having been charged with shooting, stabbing, and cutting the throat of her ex-boyfriend and lover. Once again, the mainstream media is all over the trial, bringing us daily highlights of various elements of the trial as they unfold. The latest is that closing arguments are about to take place, so we will soon learn what the jury ultimately decides will be Jodi Arias' fate. Let's now look at a trial of unbelievable slaughter of innocent babies that were born alive and murdered. On March the 18th, 2011, in a courtroom in Philadelphia, Dr. Kermit Gosnell, a 72-year-old doctor's trials began. He, along with a number of these staffs, have been charged with the murder of a number of innocent babies that were botched abortions. Many were born alive, breathing, and responsive. Babies that were ultimately murdered. What is most interesting is that, for the most part, unlike the two trials outlined above, where only one person and/or one child was murdered, in the case of Dr. Gosnell's trial, the true number of murdered children will never be known. However, he is being charged with the murder of 4 babies that were born alive, along with the murder of one of his female patients. The mainstream media has not mentioned much about the trial, nor have we seen day-to-day reviews and highlights as we have in the Anthony and Arias trials. The reason is sickeningly obvious. The mainstream media knows that the Obama administration is fully supportive of late-term abortions, and as such, like most everything else that this administration does against the American people, the media has no interest in bringing these events to the attention of the American people. As many Americans probably do not know, the wife of Attorney General, the Less Than Honorable Eric H. Holder's wife, along with his sister-in-law, operate and own an abortion clinic outside of Atlanta. Unfortunately, even Fox News, that pride themselves on being fair and balanced, have provided the American people with little information, although in all fairness, they have provided more information on that trial than the rest of the mainstream media all put together. However, minuscule in comparison to the coverage that the other two above-mentioned trials received. It seems more than obvious that this administration has little, if any, regard for the lives of innocent newly born babies, nor do they seem to have any use for the elderly, which will become even much more clear than it already has become as more of Obamacare begins to get understood. The truth is that I believe that this administration has no interest in newborns, nor the elderly, since neither one of these groups can be taxed, and as such seem to have little, if any, value for their existence. The media, being supportive of the administration's agenda, would do nothing to place the administration in a poor light. So they choose which stories that they will focus on, and the ones that they highlight are selected because they cannot place the administration in a poor light. Like our Congress, the time for a change is well overdue. Unfortunately, similar to our Do-Nothing Congress, the mainstream media will continue to support Obama's administration, and as such, the majority of American people are kept in the dark. This administration continues to distract, divert, and deceive, since they know they can continue to pursue their agenda by keeping us in the dark. The writing is on the wall, and anyone that has any doubt of Obama's true intentions has their eyes closed. America, as it once was, will soon no longer be. The truth is, it is now no longer what it once was, and it'll no longer be what it presently is. That, my friends, is why The media chooses what to present to the American people. Distract, divert, to do what? To deceive. That's what they do. And Fox isn't far behind the rest of them.